Welcome back, everybody. Ooh, the phone is all janky. It's all janky. Whew, what is today? May 24th. Let's see if I can get through this week. So, welcome to my neighborhood. I have one of the older homes in the neighborhood. We really don't have any really newer homes in this neighborhood. It's old. So I don't know where I'm going today, and I don't know how long this is going to last. I've been busy. So I think I'm just going to kind of come up through town a little bit. So did I say it was already May 24th? May 24th, just got off work. And I'm going for a ride. Now, which way do I want to go? I think I'll go down. Oh, better stop first. And this is the little town I live in. It's Lancaster, Ohio. I'm going to say it's less than 40,000 people. So it's not, I don't know, super tiny. It's just big enough that you have everything that you need, and really nothing that you don't need. You know, the schools are still small enough to where you know the teachers and you can hand pick your teachers for the kids, which is good. Oh, do they have the flags out already? He's playing on his phone. Old man playing on his phone on his motorcycle. And this is downtown. Oh, look at that. I've never seen that before. It'd be a good day to stop by. That's what I can do. I can go stop by and get some hardware. Memorial Day weekend, and I've never noticed that they put all of those flags in the square. Quite nice. So I need to stop by our local dealership and pick up some hardware that is missing from the Spider. But I wasn't planning on going that way. I was planning on going that way, and they're that way. And I've always said, like, we're right on the edge of where it starts to get hilly in southern Ohio, and everything to the left of me is fairly flat. And then from probably that point all the way around and south, I pointed over my head, like you can see over my head. Oh, it's been one of those weeks. It's one of those weeks where it's mandatory overtime, but they're not saying mandatory overtime, but they're saying, hey, why don't you guys work the holiday? It's like, no, what is going on here? Can you get through the light? So I wanted to come this way because we can see Mount Pleasant, and that's the new school. That's why people can't drive. But you know, kind of in the middle of the city, we have Mount Pleasant, and it's really not a mountain, but it's still pretty cool. And you can walk up to the top of it, and they have a rail. I've been up there many times. Once I could actually see Columbus. It was probably spring or late fall, and it was a nice, crisp, cool day, and it was cool. I could see Columbus, which is downtown Columbus is I don't know, 35 miles away. Remind me never to come this way again. This is craziness. And then you can see the hills. I mean, that's the start of it. And then it just follows all the way down the right side of me, all the way down through southern Ohio. And then everything to the left of that's pretty much flat. And they say the glaciers, actually, I've heard two things. That the glaciers remove the face of Mount Pleasant. And then that it's Mount Pleasant itself is not native stone, and it was pushed here. You know, I don't know which one it is, but I do know that it is cool. You know how many people can say they have that in their hometown? Oh, we got someone actually on the face of it, and I don't think the action cam is going to pick that up. That is one thing I don't think I could do. I can stand up there. There's a rail. I don't have a problem standing up there along the rail, but I could not sit on the face. I don't like heights, and that's high. So there we go, Mount Pleasant. And then there's Rising Park, which is the city park. I think I'm gonna get rained on. And that's actually where the wife and I got married. There's a little gazebo right off of a little pond, and it was really pretty. But I think what I wanted to talk today about is crazy people. I've come across too many crazy people lately. And you know, the first one, you know, where I went to pass the guy and he got upset and came left of center at me. Yeah, that's just odd behavior. I mean, and normal people don't act like that. And then yesterday, and I have most of this on video, and I don't know if I'm going to put it up or not, because I say a couple inappropriate things to this moron. But I was in Logan, Ohio, which is just down the road. Check out the little scooter! Just down the road, I don't know, 15 miles. And they're doing construction work, so getting onto 33, you know, they have 33 down to one lane, and you gotta, you know, a 2-lane highways down to one lane. So there were, I think, 2 cars in front of me, and we were accelerating to get on, and, you know, I'm looking at traffic on 33, and as fast as the people in front of me were moving, it would be close if I was going to be able to fit in front of this car, or if I would just have to pull in behind the car. And then all of a sudden, this car just takes off. And it was just this red little convertible, Chevy Camaro convertible with this old man in it. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm just going to get behind this guy because he's acting crazy and I'm just trying to get on the highway. And I don't care, you know, I didn't care if I got in front of the guy or behind the guy, because you're in a construction zone, you can only go so quick. So, you know, it's only for like a mile. They're just replacing a bridge. So as soon as we got out of the construction zone, I just took off and blew around all of them, you know, while they were still in the left-hand lane. Man, another light. These lights are killing me. They're killing me. They're killing me, Smalls. Look at that, 80 degrees. 3:35. I'm out on a ride. I'm done with work for now, but I'm not done with work. I've only seen a couple highways with traffic lights in them, and 33 is one of those. It's a highway, speed limit 60 miles per hour, and there's traffic lights on the highway. So I get stuck behind, there's 2 semis, one in the left lane and one in the right lane, and of course I'm in the left lane. Camaro pulls up behind me, no big deal. The semi in front of me is like going ridiculously slow, and I could have squeezed, but I like to say squoze. I could have squeezed in between the semi on my right and the semi in front of me. There was enough room that I could have done it, but you know, I don't want to tangle with 2 semis. That's just not smart. So the semi on the right was gaining speed, and the semi on the left wasn't. So the semi on the right goes by me, and I jump into the lane. Camaro jumps into the lane, and apparently he didn't like me jumping in front of him into the right lane, and he comes racing up on me like inches away from the back tire. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? And then he falls back, and then he comes right back up again. Well, I can't do anything. I got a semi to the left and a semi to the front of me. And he does it a couple more times, and I'm like, you know, this dude is absolutely ridiculous. So I turn on my camera, which is still working, yay! And as soon as I get in front of the semi that's in the left lane, I jump over, and I let the guy in the Camaro kind of come up beside me, you know, to let him know that, you know, I'm not happy that you're running up on me. I didn't do anything to you. And the guy has a knife in his hand. So he's in a Camaro convertible, top down, I'm on the Spider, got my helmet on. I'm probably wearing the exact same shirt, to be honest with you. And he's holding a knife, cussing at me. And I'm just like, well, number one, what are you going to do with a knife? You're going to throw it at me? You know, what are you going to do? So as I ride beside him, I point at my action camera and I point at him, and I'm like, dude, you're being recorded. All this is being recorded, so don't be absolutely a moron. And then at that point in time, he tries to drive through me, comes into my lane. I'm off onto the, you know what he's going to do. You're not stupid. You know he's aggressive, crazy aggressive, to be sitting there waving a knife on the highway doing 65 miles per hour to some fat dude on a Spider that didn't do anything to him. So you know, he cuts me off. That's fine. I knew he was coming over, so I was covering the brake, and it wasn't a thing. So he speeds off, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and catch up with him, not to get beside him or anything stupid like that, but I want to see if I can get his license plate with the camera. And you got to be pretty close with an action camera. The dynamic range just isn't that good. So you know, I catch him no problem, and by then he's kind of calmed down. He's not doing anything too crazy stupid. And you know, I ride long enough to where I think I've got his camera, or I got his license plate, and I back off, and he goes on his way, and I go on my way. And he continued to go up 33 along the bypass, and I hopped on 33 and came home. And you know, when I got home, I went ahead and called State Highway Patrol, and I'm like, hey, you know, I just came across some crazy road rage, you know, where the guy pulled a knife out, and the officer was like, he was still in his car, right? And I'm like, yeah, he was still in his car, and I was on the Spider, and we're just going down the highway, but he pulled his knife out and was shaking it at me. Which, I mean, come on, what? I don't know. I think it's funny. I'm smiling now, and I wasn't that pissed off once I understood how crazy this guy was. You know, because that's just not normal behavior. You don't try to run somebody over 5 or 6 times, and then you pull a knife out and wave it at him through the window of your convertible with the top down. I mean, what are you really going to throw a 4-inch blade at me? Maybe he might have. I don't know. He was a crazy loony. So you can see we're flat. Flat. So that's my story. I got a lot of it on video, but I don't think I'm going to put it up. I might put up a picture where you can kind of see the knife. I had to blow it up to where it's kind of grainy. And his hair is blowing around. He's cussing at me, and I'm just like, what is going on? So on that, stay safe, everybody. There are nutballs out there. Thumbs up if you liked the video today. Stay safe, everyone. I'll see you in a couple days. Man, that wind got crazy right here.